Welcome to Home with Simone. My name is Simone, and a huge thank you to each and every single one of you that continuously supports my channel, whether new or existing subscribers. Today, I'm taking you the process of how I do my dining room tablescapes. Let's get started. The first dish I'm picking is something that has a unique shape, a lot of texture to it, because my dishes are all pretty much a neutral color. There's not a lot of colors to it, but lots of texture, which is what I tend to gravitate towards. I never really know what I'm going to pick until I open the cupboard, and then I just decide, oh, this is what I want. So there is no actual plan here. I am just going with what feels good in the moment. And again, the good thing is that all of my dishes, they kind of match with each other, so it doesn't make it too difficult to get creative on the spot. Now I'm going to be incorporating these chargers. I have to add a little bit of glam, and to be honest, I love these chargers. I think I'm going to get a lot of use during the holiday season, but I am trying to get a little bit of extra use. I didn't do a lot of tablescapes this year, and so I'm making up for it doing this one. Utensils are always something that I have a difficult time with. I always go for the same, sterling silver. I don't like anything that's too crazy, too funky. I got these, I think, about a year ago, and I actually like them. The fact that they aren't just the plain silverware that I normally go for is what makes it a bit exciting, because it helps me to tie in other aspects of different design or different aesthetics. And that kind of rustic feel, that real masculine undertone is what I get from these particular dishes. And I do like that. Or not dishes, utensils, sorry. These are some of my glam and real pretty, feminine napkin holders, the napkin rings. And we're not going to do those today. I'm going to keep it a little bit more subtle, and we're going to use these beautiful leaf. I don't know if I want to call it a vine or just like a leaf, but anyways, these napkin rings, I just love them. I think the simplicity of it is just really beautiful, and it is going to go well because I do plan on having a lot on the table. And so with that being said, I don't want to have my napkins just being too embellished, not for this tablescape. So I do have napkins that tend to look very similar because it's just my vibe, it's the style, it's what I go after. But these have just enough of a difference that I can see when I style them. So normally I would go in this situation for the one that's just pretty plain, but I do like, again, the texture and the pattern on this one. There is a little bit of glam to it as well. I'm going to go for that one. Everything is same color palette. So when doing something that is so neutral, I always like to get those key pieces. Let's jump into placemats. So these mats I use often, and I always grab them first, but I'm trying to start to use the other ones that I have because I think they're getting a little jealous. I have my go-tos and I stick to it. I do have these ones on the bottom here, but I feel like these are more winter, more Christmas. First thing first is always start off with a clean canvas. So to do that, I am using some Windex, and I love this bottle. I got this from Amazon, and I love them. I have them in my bathroom and under the sink. They hold a lot of product, and I really like the nozzles. You've got that straight spray, or you've got the one that kind of comes out like just a classic spray. It covers a lot. Like, it's a lot. There's no dripping. I love the silicone sleeve on the bottom in case the bottle falls, it doesn't break, and it is a glass bottle. So this is one of my favorite Amazon finds. Just cleaning off the table now. I'm really thinking about changing the style of my table and my dining room chairs, but I'm not finding anything I like. So for now, we're going to stick with this one. This is what the both placemats look like with chargers on them. I like it, but I think I'm going to go for the original placemat there with the fringe around the side of it. I think that adds a little bit more character and it makes the table setting a little more interesting. So that's the one I decided to go for. It also has those really nice warm undertones that marry the wall in my living room, which you guys would have seen if you checked out my TikTok or checked out any of my shorts. I've been doing a bit of living room updates, and so I'm going more for that warm neutral feel. So the dining room really is going to look beautiful, and these mats kind of draw those colors in. This is what it's looking like so far. I'm pretty happy with it, actually. And you see what I mean when I say pick something that has a really beautiful texture to it or even a different shape, because it makes it a little more interesting. Let's look at these napkins. There's two ways I tend to do the napkins. I pinch the top of it and then I just slide it onto the napkin ring. I don't fuss around with it too much. Bada bing, bada boom, that's it. And it's good to go. So this is one of the easiest ways to do your napkin. I mean, I'm sure there's hundreds of different ways to do it, but this is always a go-to. But the classic napkin decor that I do is always the bow. I have an obsession with bows. I don't know what it is. I just love them. I think they're so beautiful. And so I tend to do that with my napkins. I don't know if I really want to go with the bow for this setting because I know the vibe and the feel that I'm going for. And I feel like this is just a little too formal. And it doesn't look bad. I mean, it's a different feel. I just feel like it's too formal. I feel like it's too classy. I want something that doesn't feel so stiff. So we're going to go for the original one that I did. And again, it's really easy. You just pinch the top, slide it in. You don't even have to think twice about it. It doesn't have to be perfect, which is what I like because it makes setting the table so much easier when you can just kind of wing it and you don't have to worry about everything looking perfect all the time. That's a bit of the charm when you're doing a tablescape, is having things that look a little bit different. They're close enough to look uniformed, but different enough to be really interesting. I pulled out my good old fall bin to see what I have in there, and these pumpkin picks I'm definitely going to use. I love this little pumpkin. I got it from Dollarama, and this pumpkin candle I got the end of fall last year from HomeSense. I never actually used it. I just bought it, put it in my bin. And these little pumpkin vanilla, I think is what that scent is, candles I've had for a while now. I have no idea what I'm doing with the picks, but I know I'm going to incorporate them into the floral arrangement that's already there. I do like to make my own floral arrangements, and I thought that this was recording, but I didn't realize that my camera was low, so you guys didn't even get to see the process. The entire time I'm making this arrangement, I thought for sure that the camera was pointing at the top of the florals where I was working. And it's a good thing that I actually stopped and went and checked, because that's when I realized you guys didn't get to see me do the process. I mean, you can see me moving around, but you didn't really get to see the full process. So I have to apologize for that. I never used to enjoy doing floral arrangements, and then just one day, all of a sudden, I found myself really looking forward to it. I think it's finding the right florals. When you're not finding all of the picks that you want, it makes it difficult to create something beautiful. So I think now that I know where to find the florals that I really like and that fit my aesthetic, it does make making the floral arrangements a lot more fun. Guys, forgive me. I'm in my pajamas. I literally woke up in the morning and I was inspired to do my table, and I just went and started working on my table. So don't mind how I look. This is what the floral arrangement looks like. I wanted it to feel a lot different. I didn't want it to look super uniformed. So I think I was able to accomplish that. And then when it comes to putting together a centerpiece, I just go with the flow. I just put things on the table, and as I place them, I'll figure out, okay, do I want this to be a little higher, a little lower? You know, I never have a plan in my head where I say I'm going to place this in this particular order. And that's what makes when I do my tablescapes fun, is because I don't even know what's going to happen. I just do it as I go. This riser is from Dollarama. I think I paid $4 for it. And so I had to pull that bad boy out from the cupboard to raise the candle, trying to figure out how I wanted to do the lid. And I rest the lid on top the white pumpkin just for the time being, and I ended up really liking it. So it worked out perfect. With my dishes, I'm just using water to wipe off any of the dust. I haven't used these dishes and they stay in the upper cupboard in my pantry area, so they're not protected by the drawer. And these dishes, they do get a little bit dusty at times. So before I put them on my table scape, I do like to ensure that I wipe them and get any spots, any dust, any buildup or discoloration off of it. And I'm just using water and a paper towel to do that. Nothing fancy. I would wash it, but I had them on the table already, so I cheated a little bit. Here are my coasters that I always go to. They're not even real coasters, to be honest. I got them from the dollar store, and they're just these little like mirror. I don't know what it is. They're in the craft section, and I thought, oh, these are nice for coasters. I washed my wine glasses again because these glasses are not being used on a daily basis. They get a little bit dusty even if they're in the cupboard. And I do like my tablescape dishes to be nice and shiny and everything to look new and beautiful. Taking the time out to really just wipe down your utensils and your glasses, it does elevate the tablescape. It makes everything look that much nicer. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all in the very next video.